Wait, did we just watch the saddest movie of the year and end with zombie parkour Power Rangers and Seville drag? What in the rage virus just happened? Yeah, 28 years later might have dropped the most apocalyptic vibe since The Road, only to close with a full-on Saturday morning cartoon gang kicking undead ass. But believe it or not, there might be a method to the madness. So let's break it all down. This is your ending explained and what I think is coming in the sequel that's titled 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. First up, Spike. Our new franchise lead goes through the ringer. He watches his mother die, consensually euthanized by Dr. Ian Kelson, in what might be the most human moment of the film, and then sets out on his own, leaving behind a letter for his father, Jamie, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, and returning to the island with an uninfected newborn. By the end, Spike is a changed kid. He's grown up. He literally left behind his childhood toys, his Power Ranger action figure, to go full Katniss Everdeen with a bow. He's living off the land, avoiding alphas, and becoming a lone wolf survivor. And I think this arc was beautifully complete. Spike, who started off passive and unsure, ends up resourceful, skilled, and independent. But just when you think we're wrapping things up quietly, enter the parkour ninja gang. Yeah, I'm talking about the Jimmies. A group of adult-sized lost boys cosplaying a zombified version of Teletubbies meets the Warriors, fronted by Sir Jimmy Crystal, played by Jack O'Connell, the grown-up version of the traumatized Scottish boys from the film's chilling prologue. And yeah, it's totally jarring for sure, but this whiplash is probably intentional. Well, that's according to director Daniel Boyle. This wild final scene is the handover to the Bone Temple, the second film in the trilogy. What was once grim, quiet horror is about to go full satirical, cult-laced, post-apocalyptic madness. Now, I know what you're asking. What the hell are these guys doing in my prestige zombie film? Well, you're not alone, but let's take a look at this real quick. These are feral children of the apocalypse raised in isolation, fed only 90s children's TV. Think Teletubbies, Jimmy'll Fix It, Power Rangers. They're a dark mirror of Spike, kids who never grew up. Spike moved on. The Jimmies, they've doubled down. Their tracksuits, their melee weapons, even their fight choreography. It's all Power Rangers meets post-apocalyptic trauma. They survived by turning their trauma into ritual. And if that ritual includes kick-flipping infected and carving Jimmy into corpses, well, welcome to England 2030. And the fact that they might worship Jimmy Savile is pretty horrifying, but narratively sound. In this timeline, the world ended before his crimes were exposed. So to them, Savile is still a children's icon. Now that's social commentary wrapped in zombie trails. And if you don't know who Jimmy Savile is, he was a British TV icon, famous in the 60s through the 80s with shows like Jimmy'll Fix It and Top of the Pops. He's known for his eccentric fashion, lots of tracksuits and flashy jewelry, and for working closely with children. But after his death in 2011, hundreds of allegations surfaced accusing Savile of being a prolific sexual predator, with victims ranging from children to the elderly. His crimes were covered up for decades, became the subject of public outrage, numerous investigations, and Netflix's chilling documentary, A British Horror Story. In 28 years later timeline, the outbreak began in 2002, before these revelations, which raises disturbing possibilities for the sequel, The Bone Temple. We also get our Cillian Murphy confirmation. He'll be back in The Bone Temple and the possible third film. While he was absent in 28 years later, Boyle promises that he'll play a key role in the second film. Fans speculate he might be part of the cult, and maybe even the original inspiration for the Jimmies. Remember, Jim did wear a tracksuit in the original film. But there are also more questions. Will we see Naomi Harris return as Selena? What exactly are these alpha infected? Is the rage virus mutating again? And what's with the Bone Temple itself? A real location? A metaphor for society's collapse? A place to worship infected or uninfected? Boyle says the second film has already been shot. And if the response is strong, the third film will get greenlit. So get ready for more tone shifts, satirical commentary, and feral 90s chaos. So yes, 28 years later ends with a sharp left turn. But narratively, I think it might work. We saw a boy become a man, then immediately meet a group of men who refuse to stop being boys. There's a tragedy in that, but also kind of a twisted kind of hope. The Jimmys might feel like they wandered in from a different movie. But if you dig a little deeper and think about it, their presence is logical. It's about arrested development, the lies we grow up with, and the horrors that shape us when the world ends while you're still a kid. It's grim satire disguised as comic relief. Spike is the future. The Jimmys, they're the haunting remains of a past no one had time to reckon with. But come the Bone Temple, reckon we shall. And if you thought this movie was weird, well, buckle up, because the Bone Temple might be the most batshit entry yet. And personally, I can't wait. But let me know your theories in the comments below. Are the Jimmys misunderstood survivors, or the most terrifying cult on this side of Midsommar? Is Jimmy Crystal a tragic figure or a villain in disguise? Is Jim really a savior or something darker? And what do you think Jim's role is going to be in the second film? Smash that like if you're excited for the Bone Temple, and don't forget to subscribe for more cult hits and atomic flicks.